Hello everyone, Alicia here with another lightened up Weight Watcher friendly recipe, and today's recipe is going to be for a high protein cottage cheese chocolate mousse. Now, I saw this recipe and knew it was one that I wanted to try and lighten up a little bit because I absolutely love cottage cheese. I love cooking and baking with it. In fact, I have several recipes on my channel already where I use cottage cheese. And so when I saw this one, like I said, I knew I wanted to try it out. It looks really easy, it looks really good. So I thought I would take you guys along with me and show you how this turns out. I'll be sure to have the original recipe that I'm adapting linked down below in the description box so you can check that out as well if you want. But let me jump into this and I'll show you what you're gonna need to make it. First off, you're gonna need some cottage cheese. I'm just using a 2% milk fat cottage cheese. You could use a lower fat, higher fat if you want, but I'm gonna just go with 2% for this one. And you're gonna need 2 cups. So to bump the protein up a little bit more, I'm gonna be adding some of this Isopure protein powder. This is a 0 carb protein powder. Here are the nutrition facts on it: 100 calories, 0 fat, 25 grams of protein, and 0 carbs per scoop. So I'm gonna be adding 1 scoop of this, or 31 grams. And again, this is just our personal preference when it comes to protein powder, but you could use whatever type you like. Next up, you're gonna need some cocoa powder. I'm gonna be using 3 tablespoons of that. For sweetener in this, I'm gonna be using this Lakanto monk fruit sweetened maple flavored syrup, a 1/4 cup. You're also gonna need a teaspoon vanilla extract. And then back here, I've got some chia seeds. I'm gonna be using 2 tablespoons of those. And that is everything for the mousse itself. Now you could just have this plain if you wanted, but I am gonna be topping mine. And for toppings, I'm gonna be using some fresh raspberries and some of these Lily's milk chocolate style baking chips. Now again, you can use whatever you want or nothing at all to top these, but this is just what I'm using for topping. So that's everything you're gonna need to make this. Let me get it started. So first thing I'm gonna do is, I've got my NutriBullet here. That's what I'm going to be using to blend this up because I really like using this thing. It's a lot easier to clean than, say, a full-size blender or a food processor, which you could also use to do this. But I'm going to take my little 32-ounce cup here, and I'm going to just add everything in that, starting with my cottage cheese, which I'm actually going to just weigh out. It's easier. Again, that's 2 cups or 452 grams. Get that weighed out real quick. Okay, I've got 452 grams there. I'm gonna just add in my remaining ingredients. 3 tablespoons cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons chia seeds, scoop of protein powder, and a 1/4 cup Lakanto maple syrup. And then finally my teaspoon vanilla extract. Now I'm going to just blend this all together in my NutriBullet until it's nice and smooth. I let this blend in there probably a couple minutes just to make sure I got it nice and smooth and fully blended. Here's how it is looking. So now I'm going to grab myself some Ramekins. I'm going to pour this in. I've got 4 4-ounce Ramekins here. It's probably going to be enough for this. So now I'm going to just pour this in. You can use whatever type of vessel you want, but I thought the Ramekins would be good. So I'm going to just pour this in. Got my spatula here so I can get all this out. And I don't know if you can tell, but this is pretty light and fluffy, the texture of this right now. Okay, I've got these all filled. If you wanted to be super precise, you could weigh them to make sure they were all the same amount, but these are pretty close. So now what I'm gonna do with these is I'm gonna cover them with some plastic wrap. I'm gonna put them in my fridge for probably about 4 hours just to allow them to kind of set up. So I will be back after that. I'll let these sit in the fridge for 4 hours. So now what I'm gonna do is I've got some washed raspberries here, and I've got a serving size of those Lily's chips weighed out. So I'm gonna just top these with those 2 things. And again, you can do whatever you want with these. You can leave them plain. You can do like shaved chocolate on them, a different type of chocolate, different type of fruit, whatever you want to do. But I just thought the raspberries and the chocolate chip sounded good. Okay, now those are done. The points on these, as you see them with the chips, the raspberries are 0 points, but the chips added to it, I've got that factored in to the recipe builder. So these are going to be 5 points a piece on WW. So we'll go ahead and give these a try and then kind of show you the consistency of them as well. All right. Got my husband here and the cat's, there's her tail. Probably hear her meowing. Okay, so cottage cheese mousse. It's chocolate mousse. It's chocolate mousse made out of cottage cheese.
Is it Bruce the Moose?
I don't know.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get a nice little...
You said slowly.
Slowly. Slowly. Not that slow, just pull it up.
You're no fun.
Okay, I'm trying to get the texture there. It's pretty light, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty light and...
Moussey.
Moussey. Give me the spoon and... Oh, there's Kitty. Kitty. Still going? Oh, that's for me? Okay. That is interesting.
It's interesting. And so I tasted the batter, for lack of a better term. It tastes different now. And I realized I just had a raspberry with it. Mm-hmm. So I'm still getting, the first thing is chocolate.
Yeah, very strong chocolate flavor.
Followed by that maple. Right?
Mm-hmm. I can taste that, yep.
Yeah. And then to me it turns to like a molasses flavor.
See, I'm not getting molasses. I'm getting kind of the saltiness of the cottage cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm almost thinking a little heavier on the sweetener, honestly.
Now you said the saltiness of the cottage cheese. I wonder if that's
what you're tasting, because there's a lot of sodium in cottage cheese. It's got a very, what is that, savory? Cottage cheese is savory.
Yeah, but I'm still to me it
texture. The texture is really nice.
It combines into a molasses flavor.
Okay, well I'm not tasting molasses, but you know, everybody's different, I guess.
Well, some of us are right, and
some of us are. Yeah, that'd be me. No, you're probably right. I don't know. What do you think? So did I tell you the points? They're 5 points. No?
No, not for 5 points.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking not either. Now, they do have a lot of protein in them. I can't tell you the exact number at this moment because I haven't fully finished factoring. I added protein powder to it too. But yeah, 5 points is probably a little high for that, I would say.
Yeah.
But if you want something that's got a nice strong chocolate, now I don't. I said I taste the saltiness of the cottage cheese, but I don't taste the cottage cheese at all.
No, I wouldn't know that was a cottage cheese.
No, you wouldn't. Yeah, and I think that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
You wouldn't ever know that was cottage cheese, but that also doesn't taste like chocolate mousse to me.
Yeah. So it's a weird thing. Mm-hmm. So it's not like man, that's good, but I like it.
Well, I like it too. Yeah. I just don't think it's worth 5 points. No, personally.
It's not worth 5 points, and it's a little bit. You know, we'll say sometimes it's like, well, you won't know it's diet, or if you're wanting this, it really scratches that itch.
This one you can tell is diet. Let's just put it that way.
And it's different.
But it's good.
But I'll gladly continue to eat those. Yeah. That's a nice little treat. Of course, I like chocolate.
Yeah. I think maybe, again, if you increase the sweetener a little bit, maybe even to like a 1/3 cup.
Yeah, see, when I initially tasted it before I went in the fridge, I was like, man, that syrup's way too strong.
And it died down.
It's not now, so that might be the key, is either that or you said there's more in there than just the syrup.
There's just, for sweetener, it's just the 1/4 cup Lecanto.
Yeah.
I'm saying I would add more next time to give it more sweetness. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. I was thinking maybe the cocoa powder needed to be more, but definitely not. That's definitely enough cocoa.
Especially with the chips on top.
Yeah. I'm torn on this one because I like it.
It's a nice presentation.
Yeah, they're pretty. But I can tell that's something that's healthy for you. How about you put it that way?
Yeah.
And that's fine though, because
it tastes good.
It tastes good,
yeah.
And sometimes,
it's not. I think chocolate mousse is like decadent, right?
Yes.
This isn't decadent.
And you hear chocolate mousse, and you have a very definitive idea of what that is, and this is not it. Now, like I said, if you're worried about it tasting like cottage cheese, it does not at all.
No,
I would never know there was cottage cheese in that. It did give it a really nice, smooth consistency. It blended up nicely. They're good. I just don't think they're worth 5 points.
No, not worth 5 points.
But it was worth a try, and honestly, I'll probably make these again. I'll just add more sweetener to them to see if that helps a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was worth a try. That was cottage cheese, or high protein cottage cheese chocolate mousse. If you want to check out this recipe, be sure to look down in the description box below the video, where I will have a link to my recipe on my website, where you will find the full list of ingredients, instructions, WW points, calories, macros, and recipe builder link to the WW recipe builder. All that and more will be on that recipe. So anyway, guys, thank you as always for watching, and we will see you on the next one.